I'll be talking very briefly about what is a deacon and who is a deacon, and I'm talking about this from an Anglican perspective. I don't know how many of us here are religious or Christian or Anglican, so I'll say as much as I can in less than 5 minutes. But the reason why this question keeps talking to me is because last summer I ran into a friend of mine. He was having some drinks with some friends. They were in this bar here on Queen Street in downtown Ottawa, and they're outside having a cigarette, and I go up to them and say, "Hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in years." And he says, "Well, he says to his friends, this is my friend Steve. He's an Anglican priest." And I didn't have the chance to go, no, not priest, deacon. And that's something that I run across a lot, because in at least in North America, we think in terms of ordained church ministry. We think in terms of priests and preachers, and there are all these other little subdivisions, these other little jobs in the church that don't come to mind when you're outside of church land. So like priests and bishops, deacons are fully ordained ministries of the church, but unlike a priest, a deacon is assigned to a particular ministry outside of a parish setting. And I myself minister at the Ottawa Hospital right now. And friends of mine are in diverse places, such as drop-in centers, prisons, shelters, and things like that. I am a vocational deacon, which means I'm a deacon for life. Often a person who's training for the Anglican priesthood or is moving in that direction will be a transitional deacon for a year or two, and it's a friend of mine calls it the larval stage of priesthood. But this is what I'm going to be, and I spent many years trying to discern what the shape of my vocation is. And it wasn't until I discovered what a deacon is, because I didn't even know what a deacon is until 5 years ago. But I realized I was trying too hard to fit into a role that I'm not naturally suited for. So I discerned this vocation, and I was ordained a year and a half ago, and I feel very comfortable in the role that I've taken in the vocation I've followed. So in my last half minute or so, I'm just going to close by saying that especially in the age of COVID, we're seeing the relationship between religious organizations, the church, Islamic communities, Jewish communities, and the population outside of the community. We're seeing that change, and there's the realization that we need to cooperate better, we need to serve each other better, and that's part of what I find so thrilling about the idea of being that sort of presence in the community outside of the church while serving the church. So, thank you